white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, southern skies ignite. From the east, our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Passion, power, the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Da, 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 da. Eastern suburbs. Da, 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 da. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Da, 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 da. Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to your match reaction here on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Following the Roosters go top of the league. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. The Sydney Roosters are right now top of the NRL ladder after defeating the Penrith Panthers 12 points to 6 at CommBank Stadium. A statement victory of the highest order. The Roosters Bondi War was on full display. The Roosters showed all heart, all passion, and we got the job done. 8 wins in a row, and the Roosters are, let me repeat it, top of the league. Everyone in the live chat, everyone with me, let's sing it together. Roosters, top of the league. Roosters,
Top of the league.
Oh, this is going to be my favorite match reaction thus far. Lummy, we got Tricolour TV with us yet again. Great to see you guys here in the live chat, mate. Before we get to you, I just want to say thank you to every single person involved in this football club, from the players, coaching staff, support staff, the fans. This is a win to celebrate. That was all heart. From the moment our fan base and our playing group arrived in the CommBank Stadium, it was a Roosters takeover of the highest order. It was fantastic, you know, and we out-chanted the shit out of the Penrith supporters. And one thing I will say, I have, and this is not everyone. Like, I love Flaxy, Miko, but if you are a fan base that needs a PA chant to start a chant at your home ground, I have no respect for you as a fan base, because that's pathetic, especially when you are the 4-time premiers in 6 years. You've been in 5 grand finals in 6 years. You cannot even get a chant going when you're down 8-6 or 8-0. Just pathetic. Pathetic. But anyway, that's my shit talking out the way. No, actually, I'm going to continue on this. My question is to all the media pundits out there. Lamy, I know you're chomping at the bit to have your say on this, but are you convinced now? Are you convinced now? What's the say? Roosters can't beat Penrith. Roosters can't beat Melbourne. Still not convinced on the Roosters. Are you convinced now? That was all heart. What a performance by the Roosters. You know the best thing about that performance for me? And what is the old cliche about teams? Defensive teams with the best defense win premierships. Defense wins premierships. And you showed that tonight. What was it? 40 tackles in our opposition 20. We held them to 1 try. And this is the Panthers. The Panthers. Any other team in the competition that they played tonight, they probably put 50 on them with the amount of ball they had. That was just a spiritual defensive display. The Bondi Wall returned. And that was 2019 all over again. That was the Bondi War that won us premierships in 2013 and 2018 and 2019. Yes, there's still a long way to go in this competition. There's still 3 weeks out from finals. We're another 8 weeks away till the grand final. There's still a lot of football to be played. But for the time being, let's celebrate the fact that we've been pretty much the most talked about team in the competition. Where are you sold? Are you not sold? Are you convinced or not convinced? Well, tonight, I think we put the doubters to rest that the Roosters can win the competition. And right now, we are 3 wins away from another minor premiership. What a fantastic feeling. Lummy, mate, the floor is yours. Mate, go for it.
Honestly, I just can't even. Oh, mate, like you would have seen from my stories, and if anyone else would have seen, I was blowing up on a lot of stuff during this game, and stressful as it was unreal. I said early on in the day, Charlie mentioned it in the live chat. I said that our halves and our defense would definitely be the key to us winning tonight, and you seen it. Like you seen how good our defense was. Bondi War is fully back. It is fully back. You said it perfectly, Haynesy, that if Penrith versed any other team tonight with the amount of ball that they had and the amount of refereeing that they had on their side, they put 50 to 60 to 70 points on a lot of teams. But you know what? They versed, unfortunately for them, a better side. And we were just like, we were clinical. Like, we were genuinely so clinical from start to finish. Yeah, we didn't put a lot of points on Penrith, but you know what? Defense wins championships. And you know what I mean? Like, it's all fine and well to put 82 points on Cowboys, which was great, and that shouldn't be shunned at all. But defense wins championships, and we held Penrith, this amazing team that no one can beat, that all these media pundits that said, oh, Roosters aren't good enough to beat Penrith. Chooks, they're not convincing. They struggled against a depleted Newcastle team, this and that. Literally, what are you going to say now? Please tell me. I can't wait for the excuses. Oh, they didn't have, yeah, well, guess what? We didn't have Teddy. We didn't have Angus Crichton. We didn't have Tupou. And we didn't have the rest on our side. But we stuck strong. We defended well. We hit them hard. We held our line perfectly. Yeah, look, some of the 6 agains, I will 100% agree with. They were warranted. A couple of them were. We were offside.
Yeah.
But that's every team does that, to slow the pace down. And it's just smart footy. So that's fine.
It's game management, we see all the
exactly.
teams do it, so it's not unusual at all. Look, I thought at one point I was getting a bit worried. I think they had a couple in a row, and I was like, "Oh, we got to be careful here because the next one will go down, sit down for 10." So obviously didn't come to that. Like obviously we're taking our time to dissect it all. Like obviously Penrith were. I mean, credit to them as well. It was a ripper of a game. Like, and that's what I think no neutral fan will walk away disappointed from watching that game. Yes, everyone can talk, can you say entertainment-wise, high-scoring games are better? No. This was old school. This was old-fashioned rugby league where it was an arm wrestle. It was a full-on arm wrestle. And we got the upper hand and we defended our way to victory. It was a fantastic game of footy. And look, if we walked out of there and we lost tonight, would have been so heartbroken, but I would have walked away and gone, we gave it to them. But we walk out and we get the 2 points. Yes, Penrith, granted, they weren't at their best. Let's get that out of the way. They looked a little bit clunky without Yo, but every team has injuries. We've got injuries too. We didn't have our fullback. We didn't have our strike edge back row. We didn't have our strike winger. So both teams were impacted in so many ways tonight. But it was still a fantastic game of football. No one blinked at all. It was a good old-fashioned arm wrestle, and the Roosters got the job done. It was a fantastic display. Let me know. We'll get you guys in the live chat very, very shortly. Hit that like button, subscribe. Give us a follow on the Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. Check out Lummy on Instagram and on TikTok as well. And yeah, how do we feel, Roosters fans? I want to hear your guys' thoughts, because we can't get too carried away because, being top of the ladder doesn't mean you win the premiership. We all know that there's still a lot of work to be done, but enjoy the feeling, Enjoy the feeling that we beat the premiership heavyweights. I think it's time that we start to say it. Are we now the team to beat? To win this competition, you're going to go through the Roosters. 8 wins on the trot. And our toughest test to date, the biggest game of the year so far, we come out and we get the job done.
And we held them to 6, by the way.
Yep.
Just so everyone knows.
And they only scored 1 try,
to 6.
and it come in the 70th minute.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get into the stats from the game. Possession, completion rate. The Panthers 51% of the ball to the 49, pretty even. Completion rate. The Roosters 78%. If you would have told me that the Roosters went in this game completed at 78%, I'd have been a little bit worried. I don't think we need to complete at 85, 90%, but we completed at 78%. The Panthers completed at 75% now. That's something you don't see every day. The Panthers in big games, they complete at 90. The run meters, they pretty even. 1786 for the Panthers, 1661 for the Roosters. Post-contact meters, so Roosters 628 post-contact to the Panthers 552. Line breaks, 4 each. Tackle breaks, the Roosters 44 tackle breaks, 48 missed tackles. But, I mean, doesn't that feel so weird? We only conceded 1 try and had 48 missed tackles. But, yeah, it was really, really great. Good scramble defense from us, I would say. Kick return meters, 143 to 180 for the Roosters. Kicking meters, 790 to 638. Kick refusal, the Roosters, 89%. To the Panthers, 57%, 87% effective tackles. So we had 44 missed tackles. The Panthers had 48. Errors, 16-13. We had 13 errors. Penalties conceded, 6-3 penalty count. Joke. Set restarts was 10-5. Can you know, how does this make sense, though? Like, if we can get, look at him go. Penrith line speed is rapid, right? Yeah. And yet somehow we got pinned 5 times for inside the 10. The Panthers had none. They had 5 ruck and only gave away 3 penalties. So you probably say they were more disciplined than us. But,
yeah, by the referee standard.
Yeah, just I'm on top. I'm on top of the world.
Honestly.
Reece Robson, 56 tackles. Billy Swift, most run meters, 181. Most line breaks, DC 2. Fantasy points, 75. Yeah. Let's get to the live chat. There's a lot. I know there's a lot in here. Bear with me, guys. I do apologize. Fucking hell. Cleary, 47 on Supercoach. That is an absolute gut wrencher. Fuck Cleary. Cleary, Captain Cleary got 94. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who I captain, to be honest. I hope I didn't.
Celeste Vichetti's been a beast for me. I put him in 61. Liam Henry, 66, did all right for me as well. Nafahu White, just a dog. He's always a dog. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the live chat. Let's see what you guys are saying, because thank you guys as always for coming in. I really appreciate you guys. Love you all. Rooster the Match Poll is now live. Have your say. We've got DC, we've got Sam Walker, we've got Cody Ramsey, and we've got Reece Robson. Reece Robson was reported to get the man of the match too, which I don't agree with that. I mean, Robbo had a great game. Like, that's not me saying Robbo was terrible at all. He had a fantastic game. But DCE scored 2 tries. Like, one more than
and his defense was unbelievable too,
100%.
by the way.
So we've got Reece. Let's go, boys. Charlie, g'day, Haynesy. I saw a story from Lummy about our key to winning, and he said it was our halves and defense. The middles to turn up. He wasn't wrong. I feel so shit for tipping Penrith. That's all right. That's all right. Doesn't matter now. The Roosters won. One thing that I also mentioned during the week as well is that when we said it on the podcast yesterday, we've gone in games against Penrith where we were too complacent. We fell into their lap. And one thing that you don't want to do with Penrith is go set for set and let us blink first. And then they've got you. What I loved about this is that even in the first half, we didn't see a lot of it in the second half, but in the first half, when the game was, it was poised at 0-0, it was an arm wrestle. We did well getting off our line, defending our line. We get down, we sort of get into mid-set, DC kick into the corner, turn them around, reset. sort of slow the game down. We haven't, Penrith don't like that. They like to go set for set, and they like to be in that arm wrestle where it's consistent footy. They're a fit side, so they're not going to get tired easily. It's basically, it's like, can you go with us? And I promise you're going to break first. So we changed the narrative. We changed the script. We kick into the corners. We put the ball in the touch, meaning there's a little bit 30-second delay, get our line set, and we go again. So all of that stop-start worked for us. And I thought DC and Sam Walker's kicking game was superb tonight. It was superb. The way that we sort of went, we didn't go into their shell. Yes, to start, the first 15 minutes was an arm wrestle, and they were getting on top. You can see that they're starting to get on top. They're getting the field position, but we changed the narrative by early kicking down long. Let's get it out of there. Because, Penrith love to suffocate the shit out of it, right? They love to suffocate you. Pin you in your own 20, and that's where you camp for the entire game until you crack. But we didn't crack at all. Our defense was the best we've seen since, I reckon, 2019. Hands down. I think the biggest moment in the game for me, I said it during the watch along, I said it in the broadcast channel, was the opening that we scored the opening try. That was the biggest moment, the turning point in the game for me. You felt that Penrith were getting on top. They're getting the field position. They had all the ball. They had all the ball for 5 sets straight, and we kept turning them away. Then we defended our line for 5 sets, and years gone by against Penrith, it's 2 tries that we concede there. The confidence that we got out of that from defending our line for 5 sets straight, we get a penalty, we go down the other end, and we score the opening try. That was a huge psychological advantage going forward. And it was, and it paid dividends because we could easily just crack then and we go, okay, we're down 6-0. But we turned up in defense. We turned them away, and then we go down the other end and score the opening try. That would have broken mentally. And the confidence and the belief that we would have got out of that proved dividends into winning this game.
Yeah, 100%. You said it. No, I remember you saying that we needed to definitely play our style of footy and not fall into the hands of theirs. And I actually think we played their style of footy better than they did tonight. You know what I mean? Like it worked so well. I noticed that we were gonna play that type of style of footy, like pinging it down there and early on when Walker put that little kick in and he got, I think it was like that little, it was like a grubber type thing, and it was down the left edge and pinged them down there, and then from then on, it just you knew what type of game we were in for, and I honestly, I won't lie, I was not worried at all until like the last 15 minutes. I agree. I wasn't worried at all. And coming from like a Roosters fan, like us Roosters fans, and I'm sure like you guys too, that is something massive to not be worried. You know what I mean? Like we can always be like, oh no, like what's going to happen here? I'm talking about like against like a team, like when we versed Penrith, you're always a little bit worried, but I was not worried at all until like the last 15, 20 minutes. But yeah,
that
I just thought oh mate, it did. That first half went so quick, and then the second half felt like it went for ages. But it was, I just can't give enough praise to everyone that played tonight. Like it was it was the perfect clinic, and it genuinely, like someone just said, Paulo said, it's giving me 2013 Bondi War vibes. 100%. Like it really is. Like our defense looked like any other team would not put a point on us. Penrith were lucky to score 6 points tonight.
They were lucky. Honestly, like I even said it, I was like, Penrith's attack is not threatening at all for me. Like, no. They had some space on the outside, but like again, like we scrambled well, we got there, we turned up in defense tonight, and like I think like even in the watch along, every time that Toy got how many times have we seen an opposing centre get on the outside of Rob Toy? He just cuts them in the legs and end of play.
He's so good.
Even in the late stage of that game, Jenkins is 1-on-1 with Rob Toyer. How many times have we seen Jenkins go cut back inside or just burn him in the outside and score in the corner? No, what he does, Toyer just grabs him around the ankles and he completes the tackle. Like
Yeah.
Rob Toya is such a fantastic footballer, and I have said that way before we even came in the first grade. Good mate of mine, Theo, he has been a massive fan of Rob Toya in the lower grades, and I agree with him. Like years ago, like we even said it. I was like, mate, Rob Toya is a star of the future coming through. Obviously, had a bad injury run in the lower grades, but like we knew that we had a football on our hands, and I think it's fair. I think someone said in the live chat earlier. I think that Rob Toya is the best defensive center in the game, hands down.
Oh,
The
by
best
far, by a
defensive
mile.
center in the comp by a mile.
Yeah, it's not even close. I've got my mate, he's a Para fan, and he even says the same thing. He said Rob Toya is genuinely the best defensive centre in the game. And in
Oh,
2-3 years, who's to say he's not the best centre outright? You know what I mean?
yeah, he's got the credentials for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Wolfie, 373 games says a lot. Experience at its finals. Yeah, DC was superb tonight. And I mean, yes, it's going to, obviously he's made his decision to go to Hull FC next year, which is well in his right. But games like that is why we signed him. For games like that. DCE scorecard tonight. DCE 8, Penrith 6.
Yeah. Yep.
He stands up in the big games, DCE, doesn't he? Emma says 8 in a row, get it up, yeah. 100%. God, it feels good. DC's first season in 2011 won the premiership, can win the premiership in his last season in the NRL. What a story. I said that last night. What that is the script, right? And God, wouldn't that put a dagger in the heart of Manly fans if DC goes to the Roosters, wins a comp?
Oh, mate. That'd be secure.
Crystal says, what a game. How exciting. Should have been asleep for work, but too excited. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm gonna go to sleep happy, but I'm too excited. I'm too pumped.
Yeah.
I've got work tomorrow. I mean, sitting there and seeing all the fan reaction after the game, like obviously would have loved to be there, but obviously work commitments and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I actually enjoyed like the watch alongs because you get the, obviously you see my raw live reaction, and obviously get the engage with you guys. It's pretty cool, but obviously the atmosphere, there's nothing better. And obviously, I don't think I'm going to be missing another game for the rest of the year. But yeah, I guess the good news is potentially our last away game till the grand final if all goes to plan.
Mm-hmm.
We've got three straight at Allianz. Tigers next Sunday. That's also a blessing in disguise. We had a 9-day turnaround until the Tigers game. So all the bruises and all that we would have copped tonight, the easy recovery. Yeah. Hopefully, I think Teddy will be back next week now for sure.
Yeah.
9-day turnaround. It'll be 3 weeks into the injury. So I think he'll be cooking next week against his former club. Roosters winning ugly, pretty, and gritty. We got it all. Bring it home, boys. I don't think it was ugly at all. That was not ugly at all. That was a grind. It was a good quality game of footy. And again, like I mentioned from the start, like obviously from a neutral perspective, from the naked eye, like the casual rugby league fans, like I'm not criticizing you guys at all. Obviously I welcome all NRL fans, but like to their perspective, they want to see the entertaining of 36-30, for the value entertainment wise. But no, these tight, low scoring affairs are just as entertaining because you're on the edge of your seat. In that arm wrestle, you're in it is like old fashioned rugby league, and we love it. Yeah, we love it. But no, it wasn't ugly at all. It was well earned, well tough. It was a dogfight.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan that loves like high scoring games, you might think it's ugly. But I reckon from a neutral standpoint, it like from a non-Roosters and Penrith fan, that's probably game of the year. And I think as fans that appreciate that type of game, that is one of the best games you'll see in our
game of the year potentially. Game of the year potentially.
Oh yeah, game of the year. I reckon like 100%. Like I reckon it all, unless there's like some other tip-top game. But like you had Penrith versus Warriors last week, which was 1v3, and Warriors took the piss out of them. That was a bit boring. And then you got 1v2 tonight, and it was close. Penrith had so much ball on our line, and we dominated them. So it was.
We did.
You had you had your oh my god moments like a Penrith about a score, and then you got the relief of defending your line for so many sets, and then you see, Sam Walker take an intercept, you see Marky Mark take an intercept, you see DCE at how old is he? 37. Put a right foot step on, go score the first try, and then dummy score again, late stages of the match. Sam Walker misses a kick, short kickoff, they get the ball back. That game was unbelievable. Like there was everything you wanted in it.
Had it all. And look, you might go from a casual perspective as well. There's like, oh, the Roosters were there, our attack wasn't on point. No, it wasn't that at all. I thought our attack was good.
Yeah.
It was just credit to the opposition in their defense, because we all know how good Penrith defensively are.
Yeah. And they played well too, to be honest. Like
they did. Penrith pretty much, they had all the momentum pretty much in the first half, but we kept turning them away. And I think as the game went on, the belief and the confidence continued to rise. Well, like I said, the psychological advantage that we would have got, the belief and the confidence that we got when we scored the opening try after our backs against the wall for 5 straight sets on the line, and we turned them away. Like, Penrith weren't at their best attacking wise, but gee, there was opportunities that we kept scrambling. We kept working up. We kept turning up for each other in defense. And
do you reckon their attack was off though because we were so good in defense?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I reckon. I fully believe that's why. I actually I watched tonight, and I didn't look at Penrith being bad. I looked at them being like they can't get anything going because
Penrith weren't bad. Penrith weren't bad at all.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: there was more credit to us. You watch yourself the Penrith for the last 6 years. How many times would you ever see Nathan Cleary get caught in the last? Tackle 4, it's the last tackle. Nathan Cleary's playing the ball.
Yeah.
When do you ever see that? I reckon I counted 3-4 times tonight that Cleary was caught on tackle 5, and then it was Jack Cole putting a kick up.
Yeah.
Usually that's Cleary getting everything organised. They didn't look in sync because how strong our defence was.
Yeah, I reckon they were worried. I genuinely a lot of people
had no answer.
Yeah, a lot of people believe Cleary is like some robot that can never make not a mistake, but he's never worried about anything and he's cool, calm, collected. Tonight was the reason why he was caught on last in that is I genuinely believe he was worried about our defense and worried that he had a lot to do and he just couldn't get it done.
He tried to do it all
shows
himself.
He's human. Yeah,
he tried
exactly.
To do it all himself.
Yeah.
And we kept showing up and turning him away.
And we were better. So
100%. Fiketti owns Liam Martin. Oh my god, what a dog Celeste Fiketti is! What a dog he is, man.
He's so good.
Liam Martin's a great player. I love watching Liam Martin play as a footballer. He's a great footballer. But far out, Fiketti folded him like that folding chair thing. What was the meme that the Roosters did about Victor Radley's shot last week? I reckon 2-3 times tonight Fiketti just absolutely folded him in the next week.
Yeah.
Fiketti was so good defensively. I want to get Celeste's stats up. I know, obviously, run meters wise, is not going to be off the charts like you see with an Angus Crichton and all that, but I just found my favorite commentator on the live stream. His name's Ben Smith. He's a Roosters fan, and his photo is a Chelsea logo. So Ben Smith, you are now my favorite, and I love you. Up Chelsea. But Fiketti, obviously ran for 83 meters, 40 post contact, 6 tackle breaks, but 33 tackles, 1 miss. But man, he was so solid defensively, man.
His impact was next level.
100%.
You know what I mean?
He almost scored the first try. He burst through that hole. I mean, great legs tackle from Alamotti, but man,
it was such a good tackle.
Again, I've said it for the last couple of weeks now. Celeste Fiketti has got that number 11 jersey next year. It's his jersey. Obviously, Gus will get it back when he returns, but next year, if we look to the future, next year, Celeste Fiketti has got that number 11 jersey printed on his back. About to be tattooed on his back. That's his next year, for sure. We've found his position.
And he's only 20 years old too, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
And everyone has had a lot of raps on Celeste Fiketti going through the grades, but man, he's a special one.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. What else have we got in the live chat? Can someone tell me why that try of ours got denied? Did they say it won it? Yeah. Mate, on my watch along on your Instagram story, we were blowing up Deluxe. Thankfully, this wasn't a call that affected the result. Thank God. Because I promise you, I think this would be a very different match reaction if that decided this game. So I can understand that the disruptor rule was a rule at the start of the year. In the preseason, in the early rounds of the season, that was the ruling. But this is the thing that I don't understand. After the Toya one in Perth, I think they scrapped it completely because they thought that rule was a joke. And as the years gone by, that rule has sort of slowly faded out and we haven't even heard of it, haven't even seen it. But yet, for some unknown reason, in the top of the table clash, the two best teams going at it, it reappears. It reappears. Now, this is the problem with the refereeing decisions and all that. Yes, we all love Leaguey. Leaguey's a good mate of mine. And obviously, he's a referee advocate, which is fine. But sometimes he's fighting he's losing this battle because for some reason we 18 weeks ago we haven't seen this sort of call be made, but it somehow does right now. Somehow it does. I just can't get my head around the fact that that call gets made when it hasn't been made for 18 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the biggest thing that we have against referees is consistency. That is the biggest thing that us fans get so agitated about and so aggressive around referees is because of the consistency. There's none. There is none. If that call was consistent from round one all the way to now, I would have sat there and go, you know what? That's been the rule. I don't agree with it, but it's been the rule since round one, and at least we're being consistent about it. But there's no consistency because we put the rule away. We don't hear about it for 18, 17 weeks, and yet it reappears. It reappears. And it was a big moment in the game. It was right on half time. We could have gone in the sheds 12-0. Could be a different outcome. We could win by maybe more.
Yeah.
But that result, that disallowed try, keeps Penrith in the game. And it was a very, very controversial call and good thing that it didn't impact the result because I'd be absolutely filthy if that was the reason that we lost this game. But fortunately, we don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, I think that's a good thing when we win these games. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. Yeah, it happened. It was a call that didn't go our way, and let's just hope that we don't see this rule again because it's stupid. The disruptor rule, one hand up for a contest and saying there's a disruptor. Like, yes, we got the call go our way eventually because of the escort, but it does. Like, how about this? Who was it? Was it Isaac Tungo, right? Yeah. So if Tungo doesn't impede Marky Mark, does he go up with one hand or does he go up with two hands?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave you with that. But let me, mate, obviously you weren't agreeing with it either. I thought it was pathetic. Just quickly, your thoughts on that quickly.
Yeah, it's stupid. It was a stupid call. It was I don't understand how you can not have that call for, as you said, 18 weeks and then suddenly bring it back when, the golden children of the NRL were about to go down 10-0, maybe 12-0, and basically look embarrassed because that was only the second time or third time we've been down their end and we score a second try. I'll leave it at that because there's actually another comment from Hamish Austin. I don't know if you want to read it or I'll read it. I might just quickly read it. It says Klein fucked up calling Cleary knock on in the Radley tackle. Then missed the DCE knock on in goal. Said Edwards knocked it dead. DCE scored. Corrupt as fuck. Did DCE not knock the ball on when Edwards batted it dead? Drop out instead of a 7-tackle set. So I'll just leave you with this quickly. It was whoever your right centre was went up in the first half. The ball hit his right arm and it went into Billy Smith. No, that was called a knockback. So if you want to talk about a knock on or something there with the Cleary and Radley thing, then go back to that. If you want to go on about like the whole DCE knock on in goal, Edwards' finger actually was on top of the ball as it was going dead. So technically, he actually grounded it first before DCE could even knock it on. So we can't be saying corrupt this, corrupt that when the game was actually poorly handled, I guess, both ways. But if you want to go into the depths of it, you've got Edwards actually grounding the ball first, so DCE couldn't have knocked it on. So it would have been a dropout anyway. Secondly, you've got, Cleary knocking it into Radley, who was in front of him, which is classified as a knock on, but you guys got away with it the first half. And then you've got the whole Isaac Tago, moving in front of Marky Mark when he goes to bat the ball back. And then that's a disruptor. But it's funny that you didn't mention that disruptor thing in your corrupt as fuck Haynesy comment. So I just thought I'd leave you with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, fair enough. That's another one I didn't understand either. Like, what is with the? I guess like I can agree in the sense where with the no advantage, they didn't know that it was a fuck it. Leaguey's it. Let's get Leaguey on. Leaguey, if you're available, my friend, you're coming in. I want to hear Leaguey's thoughts.
What are they going to say now, Leaguey? What are they going to say now? What are they going to say now?
Aye. Ready, Lummy. We want Leaguey. We want Leaguey. We want Leaguey. We want Leaguey. We want you, Leaguey. We do. We want you, Leaguey.
I think Adam G ref the game well. I think the bunker was the issue. I don't actually agree with that either. I don't think Adam G ref the game that well at all. I think he should have put his whistle in his pocket.
The thing about Adam G, I don't mind him as a referee. I think I think Adam G is very pro 6 again.
Yeah, and that's what I don't agree with. I think he should just keep the whistle away and and it's first for a second. Let the lads play. Let the best team win, and don't let like the whistle determine outcomes. We don't want to see that.
I don't think he had the best game. I think obviously he didn't rule the no try, right? I thought Klein in the bunker was fucking pathetic, but I thought there was a few times where I thought sometimes you just wanted to see the referee just put the whistle away, especially the 6 agains. Like there was a couple of times where both teams were getting 6 agains late in the count, which I mean, it's a pet hate, eh? But I mean, look, we don't have to worry about the referee. We got the job done, so
yeah.
But right. Yeah, Leaguey's going to be 5 minutes, 100%. Rooster man of the match fall. Let's see what everyone is saying. DCE, landslide.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, Robbo was fantastic. I still didn't think that he got man of the match for me. DCE was on another level tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we up to, man? There's so many comments. Toy, we were gone past that. I picked the Roosters to win this one, especially as Yo not being there for the Panthers is the rudder of the America's Cup racer. No rudder of the America's Cup racer. Oh, yeah, that's a throwback and a half. Good old the America Cup victory back in what was it, the 70s, maybe?
Mm.
I remember learning about that in school. Feketi's an extremely exciting player, given how young he is, and he ran rings around Liam Martin tonight. Yeah, it was so fantastic, Feketi. Speculate about every chance they get. Not to mention that Adam G appears to pay more 6 against than any other ref. Yeah, I think that's the one thing I don't like about Adam G. I mean, I think he's a solid ref. I prefer him over other refs. Excuse me, but yeah, the one thing I disappoint about Adam G is he's so pro 6 again. So is Atkins. They're both pro at 6 again.
Yeah.
How do they not get pinged for inside 10? Yeah, this is one of the things about Penrith. Like they don't. They spring off the line. Their line speed's incredible. But reverse hand of God for Marky Mark was cooked though. Yeah, but we don't need this. We don't need to talk about it anymore because it didn't impact the result. Paul says it's giving me 2013 Bondi War vibes. 100%. That was 100% Bondi Wall territory for sure.
Mm.
I think we'd be very gutted about the try that we let in, to be fair. There he is!
Gentlemen!
Leaguey!
I'm the world's happiest Chooks fan right now, and that is a red hot field, let me tell you.
Leaguey, how's this sound to you? Roosters, top of the league. Roosters, top of the league.
Top of the league.
Roosters,
Man,
top of the league.
keep
Roosters,
singing it.
Roosters, top
Your
of the league.
singing sounds beautiful at the best of times, but it sounds even better when you're saying those words, brother.
Oh my god, mate! I'm not going behind. I'm not going around the Liverpool route where we're like, we're gonna win the league. You know, you got to believe us. But that's what it feels like, mate. Obviously, you did a watch along as well. Give me. I want to hear your thoughts on the game, mate.
Well, it was a really weird one. I went into it saying, no Tedesco. I just want to see us compete. I don't want to see us get trounced like we did was it round 3 or round 4? I just want to see us, be in it. And first 20 minutes, I'm like, hell yeah, we put together a good 20 minutes. Then it was a good 40 minutes. Then it was a good 60 minutes. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my days, we might actually win this game. The part that I'm most impressed with is that with 4 minutes to go, we forced a dropout. And I said to my stream viewers, this is the moment that Cherry Evans was signed for. Let's see if he can manage us to a win here. And he goes and scores that try. Literally, what more could you want from tonight as a Roosters fan?
Yeah. Defensively, I'm just so proud of the defensive effort. You look at our premiership teams in 13, 18, 19. What won us those competitions? Defense. What wins competitions? Defense. We showed that tonight with the way that one of the best teams in the modern era, we kept them to one try in 80 minutes of football at home. And they had, like I said on stream, the big moment in the game was when they had 5 sets on our line. We turned them away, and then we went down the other end and scored. Like the confidence that we would have got out of that, and how disheartening from a Penrith perspective is like we've had all the ball, and yet we find ourselves 6-0 down. How are we here? Like normally for Penrith, they earn it, but like they snap their fingers, are up 10, 12-0 before they even blink. So I thought that was a massive game swinging moment in our favor where you could argue they had the running the first 20 minutes with field position, but we kept turning them away and we broke their spirit early on.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that what is it that they've said about us so far this season? Sure, you could score 82 points against the Cowboys, but it is defense that wins premierships. That was premiership winning defense. That's the best defense I've seen from us since 18 and 19. I'm so impressed by what we delivered tonight. And I think Robbo's going to be very happy as well. Talking about the 80-minute performance that he wants out of us, I think that's the first time this year we have genuinely delivered that.
Mm-hmm. That was as close as the best performance we've seen all year. And as well, like, one thing I was so impressed with, obviously the lack of James Tedesco. Obviously, it's a big blow. And obviously, Penrith got Dylan Edwards returning as well. So, obviously, when that happened, I was like, oh, Penrith, they're going to look okay. They're going to look all right. But, like, we keep – and I even said it last night when Tedesco got ruled out. I was like, we'll be fine. We've got Rambo. Rambo's doing a solid job for us. And, God, wasn't he impressive under the high ball tonight?
He really was.
I think there was one – like, you mentioned the dropout. We got a repeat set. They went short. They went short, but they went up, like they went straight, which you don't really see. You don't normally go to the wingers. They went through the middle. Who was there? Rambo got up above him and took possession of the ball. And, I think we scored off it as well. So another little key thing that went on to win this game. Like, Rambo was so good on the high ball. And I even mentioned it in the game as well. There was fatigue starting to set in, and Rambo looked really, really lively. Like, there was a few times there where he poked his nose through. He was looking for work, looking for the ball. Again, like, I heard the reports that Tedesco might retire next year. If that's the case, like, I think there's no harm. Obviously, we're going to lose the quality of Tedesco, but, mate, Rambo is doing a fantastic job, and I think he can potentially become a long-term fullback for us.
Well, Ainsley, I mean, I'll call you back to 6 months ago when me and you were doing the Roosters season preview here on this channel. And one of the main things we highlighted was the depth that you need to win a premiership, quality in beyond the 17, beyond the 19. We're talking about guys like Rambo. Here we are with a few rounds left in the regular season against the Panthers, and he puts in a performance like that. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, 100%. And it doesn't take 19. It takes the top 30. It takes the top 30 to win premierships. And these, we all talk about the DCE signing. I think this is going to be I reckon this could be the underrated signing of the season. Cody Ramsey. Mind you, he has not played first grade in what 4 years, 5 years since his illness. And
Yeah,
man, he hasn't missed a trick.
it's one of the great sporting stories. His comeback from that
100%.
injury, incredible.
Yeah, 100%. He was fantastic. Lummy, mate, you got any questions for Leaguey?
Yeah, I actually want to ask you, Leaky, just so I can clear it up with every hater that I'm going to encounter. 2 questions actually, because I'm not debating you because you'll flog me in the debate, but I actually want to ask you your opinion on the disruptor one. What do you think about that call? Like, I fully get that if that's still in the game, then I get it. But do you think it's a bit weird that we haven't seen that as of late?
Yeah, 100%. I said as much on my stream that I mean, I don't want to call, conspiracy against the Roosters, but the 2 high-profile times we've seen that call were both against Mark Tuase. It definitely went away towards the middle of the season. We've seen people go up with one hand, back. Very strange to see it called back. In terms of it being like the right or wrong call, like, sure, if the rule is there and you're enforcing it, then it's the right call. But it doesn't seem like the rule was there. So, confusing one.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that what we've said since we've come on that we're frustrated about is like, if this was the rule from round 1 and it goes all the way through to now, there's no debate about it. We're like, yep, that's been the rule since round 1. At least it's consistent. We can move on. But the fact that, I could argue since the Toya one against Cronulla, it's sort of gone away. It's disappeared. But it makes a dramatic return in one of the biggest games of the year. That's where us fans sort of get how we feel about referees. Is like, one of the biggest things that we want is consistency, and the fact that we can't get a level ground is just where we tear our hair out for.
Yeah. And then just the second one, Leaguey. Towards the end there, how we seen the dropout happen. Just before that, they said that I think they said Edwards hit it out, but I seen it hit Cherry Evans, so it would have been a knock on. But I actually seen it as Edwards grounded the ball because his fingers on top of the ball and there's downward pressure. It might not have been much, but if I'm going to argue that point across to people, technically he grounded the ball because you don't need a lot of pressure to ground the ball. You just need, I think, is it just a part of the arm or torso to even downward pressure. So that would have actually been grounded, wouldn't it? Would it have not? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure whether he grounded it or not. I'd have to see it again. I do definitely think DCE touched it though, and obviously their ruling was that Edwards didn't ground it. So I was confused as to why we got a dropout there. I'm not going to complain. We literally, as we're talking about a contentious call that went against the Roosters, it shows that it swings and roundabouts. You take the rub of the green that you can get. But certainly this was a game we deserved to win. And I don't want any Roosters fans watching to feel that the win is any less valid or justified because people are going to focus on that call.
Yeah, and Penrith fans will. They'll focus on it.
They'll find on
I said before, like you jumped on, we genuinely dominated them from start to finish. And we didn't put on 80 points, but that doesn't mean we didn't dominate in defense. Like our defense was unmatched. I think that was our best defensive game since 2019. I think that was our actual most entertaining game in terms of like a close game against a really good team since 2019. So it was good to see.
Just got a question here from Hamish. DC or Cronk, who's the better signing if the Chooks win the grand final? I still want to go Cronk because Cronk is just absolute beast, but like definitely merit towards. I mean, like let's not get ahead of ourselves. Of course, yes, celebrate the night, the fact that we're top of the ladder. There's still 3 games left, and there's still tough games ahead. Dolphins, Souths, there's still tough games. So, obviously, let's not count the chickens yet. But, we are one step closer for our goal, which is a home final. I think the minor premiership race, yes, it's nice to be finishing top of the ladder after round 27, but it means nothing. The whole competition restarts again. So, but the realistic goal for us is a top 2 finish, and we're one step closer. But we are setting ourselves up now to be the team to beat now. And if we do go on to win this title, where does this rank compared to, let's just say 2018, the first year under Cronk?
Like, are you saying like which is better?
Which is better? Obviously, we're going ahead of ourselves, of course. Like we're going off a future prediction.
Oh, like so say if we won this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna honestly say that this year would be better than 2018.
Yeah.
The only reason I say that is because we are in an era where Penrith are so dominant. We haven't won the grand final since 2019, and we've just bought a bloke that should be in retirement to come in and genuinely hit like it's. And I'm saying this if we win the grand final, feels like he is the last missing puzzle piece to make this team a dynasty. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could be that all Walker needed was DCE's mentality and game management skill to help him understand how to control the game from the halves going forward, and getting him to come across from Manly to Bondi to win in his last season. It's a storytell. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's great with Cronk too, but I just think it would be. They're both very close, but I would choose this year.
Yeah, I think I'd personally lead towards 2018, only just though. I mean, I think about the risk that we took coming into that season, putting Mitchell Pearce off to the side, signing Cronk, such a massive, massive decision. But, that's without me having seen the memories that we would get if we win the premiership in 2026. Maybe if we do go on that run and have a heap of good games in the finals, I'll be answering differently.
Yeah.
100%. Let's see who else we got. We're incredible all without Teddy. Again, like, we beat Penrith without Tedesco. Like, let that sink in.
And Tupou and Crichton.
Yep, yeah. Tupou's missing. I thought Sam Walker was pretty good tonight. Like, I thought his kicking game was really, really solid tonight. Especially, I highlighted it as well at the start, the way that we sort of kept turning Penrith around with early kicks into the corner, found touch, and one thing that we've noticed when we play Penrith is that, we sort of fall into their game plan where they want to go set for set. They want to go an arm wrestle with you and, break you down. But we sort of flip that and go, you know what? Yes, we're coming out of our yardage. Let's early kick into the corner, find touch, reset the line in their own 20, and let's go. Let's aim up in defense. We did that a couple of times because obviously when the game flows, Penrith, that's where they're best. And I don't think we allowed for their game to get going tonight.
Yeah. No, I will say, I loved how tonight we had such an organized system, as you say, the early kicks, turning them around. Physical fundamentals were really, really strong tonight. Good kicking from Cherry Evans. But then we also allowed that balance of Sam Walker to pick and choose his moments when he did see something on. We saw a lot of kicks for himself. That's perfect. That's the balance that a lot of people were saying the Roosters would struggle to get throughout the season. There it is. We've got it. If we can do that every week until the grand final, we're going to be very difficult to beat.
Yep. 100%. 8 wins in a row too, lads. 8 wins in a row. Like, can we I don't know. Obviously, do you agree that it's sort of, coming forward, a loss between now and finals is what's needed now? Do you reckon? Because, obviously, we can't really afford to. Obviously, the Warriors, they're not far away. Their form against is better than ours. Panthers are better than ours. Can't really afford to drop a game between now until September. So, but, what do you guys think of that? Do you reckon, it's never nice to lose, but, sometimes, we all know the expression, right? It's sometimes the loss is needed. Look at the Sharks last week, maybe last week with the Panthers when they lost. So what do you guys think? I hope we don't. Hopefully we win 13 games in a row, we win the title. It would be nice. But I'm not too sure. Anyway.
Yeah. I actually don't think that we need to lose. I just look, we know what losing is like. We we know the feeling of it. We know, okay, it might have to bring it back down to earth. But no, I don't think we do. I think we can go on a run. I don't see how a loss can determine whether we win a grand final or not. And if there's a team to continue winning so many games in a row and then go on to win the grand final, why not us? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
look, it's more of a why not us. That's basically all I'm gonna say. I don't think we need to lose.
Yeah, it's weird for me. I think it'll be one of those things where, say, we do end up getting knocked out in the finals after not losing in the regular season. People will say, oh, of course, they needed to have a loss. It's one of the things that will sort of confirm itself if it happens. But then if we do just go through and win all those games, no one will really be talking about it. I will say, looking at the Warriors, the whole thing about whether we can afford to lose or not, it's contingent on them winning their remaining games. They've got Broncos in Brisbane, then Souths, Knights, Seagulls. These are teams, aside from Brisbane, the other three are all playing for their seasons and playing for, spots in the top 8 and such. Even Brisbane, they were good last week against the Dolphins. So I think they could pick up a loss somewhere there. And we could afford to maybe then rest players in the final round and have that loss going into the finals anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like I said on the podcast this week with Lummy, I can accept losing to South when we were losing players and go on to win the comp 4 weeks later. I can live with that. I just want to highlight this comment as well. You boys noticed the reaction of the players at the end of the game. They were happy, but you could tell why. They can tell they mean business and they know the job's not done. Very good sign for the wickets ahead. Yeah, obviously that's the excuse me. The biggest thing now is not getting too carried away. Yes, we're in a great position, but the job's not done. They're still, and I've said it all season around at the start of the year, Penrith all like, oh yeah, give them the title in March, all that kind of stuff. And I said, don't get too ahead of yourself because there's still a lot of football to be played. And you look at it now, Penrith were miles ahead and now we're above Penrith. And again, it's now our turn to not get too carried away. There's still 8 weeks till the grand final. There's still a lot of football to be played. A lot of things can happen as of next week, So let's not get too carried away. Celebrate the fact that we are top of the ladder. We've beaten the Panthers. And obviously you can tell that, obviously they will have showed a lot of passion and, satisfaction of winning tonight. And definitely enjoy it. But they know, everyone that knows that the boys ain't getting too carried away. Robbo's not getting too carried away. There's still a job to be done. So, but again, celebrate tonight because it was a fantastic victory that we should all be so proud and celebrate with pride and, wear our Roosters colours tomorrow, knowing that we are top of the ladder, but obviously knowing that there is still a job to be done.
Yeah, if there's a coach in the league who I think is going to keep the boys calm, focused, and composed, it's Trent Robinson. And I do want to give him a lot of credit because once again, we're at the back end of the season and we're peaking at the very, very right moment.
Yep.
He specializes in it. He absolutely loves it. And I think it is what makes him such a brilliant coach.
I love that I get to prove myself right when I've said stuff about Robbo, because he said it to me. He said it like honestly, if you guys get time tonight, go and watch this 2022 Sydney Roosters open training session in Brisbane. I interviewed the players. I interviewed Robbo, and he said it it was like round 5. It's building a season. And yes, we have been scratchy in patches, but you can see where we're heading now. We always peak at the right time. And years gone by, we've been in situations where we've sort of had to scrap and claw to get in the finals. We are in prime position right now. This is where we want to be. And Robbo has nailed it. Again, let's not get too carried away. There's still work to be done. But I like proving myself right that Robbo knows what he's doing. Robbo, we trust. I've said it. And people wanted him sacked in round 4. All right. So
Crazy. Hey, I got a dip. I gotta go do stuff. So it was good being on with you, lads.
Thanks, Tommy, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
I'll message you later on about some stuff.
All right. Cheers, Tommy.
I'll talk to you. See you.
Love you, mate. See ya.
Love you, bro. Bye. See ya.
Yeah, he's going to take his time. My ad, absolutely disgraceful, the 2012 jersey that had no sponsors on the sleeves and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot that was worse about the 2012 season. In
oh, yeah. Sean says, Haynesy, how about them fucking Chalks? Oh yeah, this is a winter savior, of course. Up the Chalks is so what else have we got? Top shelf win, so proud, says Ian. Cronk for me, but I still love DCE. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's clips of me criticizing DCE when he was in a Maroons jersey, but like which New South Welshman wouldn't say that during an Origin game?
Yeah, said the same about Cronk for so long.
Yeah, yeah. When was the last time we were first? Were we ever on top of the ladder in 2019? No, 2020 we were on top of the ladder. And before we were sort of up there in the top of the table midway through 2020, and then sort of unraveled. 2019, I don't think we ever really led the competition. I think Melbourne did. We finished second in 2019. 2018, obviously, was the last time we won the minor premiership. So I'd say, obviously, yeah, around early 2020, we were outright top of the table after midway through. I think after we beat Parramatta, we'll top the ladder at some point.
Yeah, I'm having a look. Can't quite point it out. 2020, I'm struggling to find us being in first, but I imagine it would have been.
We were first at one point. I think we had like back-to-back losses like Canberra and Melbourne, and we sort of went. I think we finished fourth that year. So yeah, I think we had a little bit of a dip, and then I think we were third going in that last game against South, and then yeah, we don't talk about that game ever again. But yeah, does Crichton get back in the squad if he's fit? Yeah, Gus is Gus. Gus goes straight back into that left edge. I mean, maybe that round 27 game would be perfect for him to come back, get some game time, and then. But yeah, obviously we're not dropping for Ketty, but yeah, he probably goes straight back in. Robson is a bit of a forgotten, underrated signing. Think he has provided what Robbo thought Cheese was going to bring. Again, it was another thing where I even said where, again, all the attention at the start of the year was on DCE, but like Robson has fitted in perfectly, and I think he's been the underrated signing alongside Cody Ramsey this year.
He's just done the fundamentals really, really well. And I spoke about the system that we nailed tonight, where for so much of the game, I'm looking to Walker, I'm looking to DC. They had great moments. He allowed them to do that. But there was a couple of runs where he would just pick it up and go, and it changes the entire momentum of the set. That's exactly what we want him to do. I think Brandon Smith was a bit run happy, but Robson is really fighting that balance.
Yeah. Great ball service, defensively was fantastic, and the thing about a quality hooker like Reece Robson, he picks his moments to run the ball, Whenever there is one marker on the ground, he's gone. He's gone. Quick play the ball, scoot out dummy half, getters on the roll on over the advantage line. Like, he was fantastic. Obviously, I still think that we should have gone DC for the man of the match. And obviously, the Roosters fans here agree. But again, that's not saying how good Rambo was. Reece Robson was tonight. Mate, 56 tackles in the middle. He was a workhorse. What else have we got? Jake says, why did Penrith not kick the Ramsey all game after he struggled early? I think it was one where Cleary torped it and he let the ball bounce. Apart from that, he was so solid onto the high ball. I felt like that's the way they went. I reckon they targeted Ramsey more than anyone else. I thought Billy Smith was pretty good. I think the only time that he didn't drop any ball. I mean, one was very unlucky, right? The knockback from Alamotti into his hand, I don't count that as a knock on. Like, it was, but like, that wasn't him. That wasn't an unforced error. That was just unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, that ball early on was so hard to take, and we nearly paid the ultimate price for it. But once again, it was our scramble defense that we showed all game.
I think one thing about Penrith that I've noticed is that their second phase after a loose ball, like a tap back ball on the ground, that's when they're so dangerous because they shift it straight away. Then they came back the other way, and it only wasn't for Billy Smith's desperation to put Toto in over the sideline was the only reason why we didn't concede then. But yeah, I thought our back five were really, really good. Our back three were good under the high ball. Marky Mark missed an opportunity to score. It happens. But yeah, I thought we were really, really good. What a game tonight. Defense won it 100%. Weedy, 100%. I echo what was said on Fox commentary. Nat Butcher deserves his flowers for his work rate. Again, a lot of people have criticized the Butcher brothers this year, but one thing I have said is that Nat Butcher has another one that has found his position. That is through the middle. Like, he's such a workhorse through the middle. He ran for 150 meters tonight.
It's on the Butchers. It's been my hot take for a while. Probably, I don't know if this is true now with the rise of Nafahu White, but that since Boyd Cordner retired, Nat Butcher has been our most consistent forward. Not necessarily the best, but every week he's like a 7. He
Yep.
just does his job. And that absolutely is the kind of player you need in your squad if you're going to be successful.
And 27 tackles, 0 missed. Mind you.
That's what he does.
Yep, what he does. Obviously, the biggest thing, sometimes, few discipline areas, but apart from that, you see what you get from Nat Butcher every week. It's so consistent. Just highlighting a few other players before we wrap things up. Billy Smith, 181 meters. Marky Mark, 178 meters. 140 meters for Rob Toya. The Fahu White, 171.
Yeah, he was dynamic. The number of times he would bend the line, and that just allows the momentum to be generated. Incredible.
100%. Nat Butcher, 150. Spencer only ran for 34, but I felt like, I don't know about Spencer, to be honest. And I thought he was a bit quiet. Lindsay, 68 meters defensively and all that, but I guess what happens when you play limited minutes. But again, another thing. Also, I want to ask you this: another week where Egan Butcher's on the bench but doesn't get on the field. We use 8 interchanges, right? But we only use 3 players again tonight. What do you reckon that's the reason?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't notice that until you've just brought it up. But yes, we did only use 3 interchange players. I'm not sure. It could possibly have been that towards the back end, obviously, it was such a tightly contested game. Robo just wanted the best defenders possible out there. And if the guys that we had on weren't necessarily gassed, you might as well just keep using them. But certainly a weird one.
So I think obviously the benefit of having an Afahu White can play big minutes. Nat Butcher can play. They're workhorses. Obviously you got, Spencer is your one that is your impact player, where he doesn't play big minutes. He's an impact player. He comes in short stints. Lindsay can play big minutes. Nat Butcher and Nafahu White play big minutes. So obviously you have that option as well. You can put Watto on at lock, play Radley through the middle if needed. So while we're on it, let me just see the minutes.
Yeah, the two back rowers both played 80. So that would also
obviously, and that's what Robbo wants. Robbo wants his back rowers playing 80. So here we go. So Nafahu White played for 50, Spencer 34, Lindsay 37, Nat Butcher 44. There you go. So you have Nat Butcher and Nafahu White played the big chunk of the minutes. Especially Nat Butcher comes on comes off and plays through the middle, where obviously when Nafahu White comes off, Nafahu White's one of the best props in the game. You're going to lose a little bit of an impact, but Butch just comes on and does his job, and he holds the middle down. Lindsay as well. I think that's what I've loved about having Lindsay come off the bench, where if we start Lindsay and Nafahu White, we might lose a little bit when they both come off because they're so really good defensively. But having Nat Butcher and Lindsay on together sort of holds down the fort during that middle stage of the game. Then obviously Spence and Nafahu White and Victor both come on at the same time to
I'll give you a question. So I was asked earlier, when Crichton is back available, does he make the side? Obviously, my answer would be yes. You'd then likely get rid of one of Egan Butcher or Celesi Feketi. I think Feketi's done enough to keep that spot now. Oh, Hainesy's gone. Well, I'll answer the question myself. I reckon that's all right. I reckon Feketi has probably done enough to get that spot.
100%. Yeah, Feketi for sure. And then the next question is, what do we do about Hugo Savala when Toops comes back? It's forward. We've been down this road. Do we go Hugo at 14?
I reckon it will probably be. You look at the 19 and the 20 that we had today. Obviously, no jersey number 18. Tommy Talau and Rex. I reckon it probably just becomes Talau or Cody Ramsey actually. In one of those spots, he can fill out the outside backs, and then Hugo Savala is the other interchange in that spot. Won't necessarily get used, but also we are in some ways, counting our chickens before they've hatched in terms of match fitness. There's every chance that come finals time, someone could go down, and that's where Hugo's then will be able to slot in.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's one thing that we'll get. Robbo will get the balance right. He'll know what he's doing there.
In finals, you want Savala there, being able to cover center, lock, halves, so valuable.
And he's so valuable for sure. I thought he had a really solid night again defensively tonight as well. He just doesn't miss overlaps. There was another time there, we had a little bit, we shifted the ball. There was a little bit of space. He found the pass. Billy Smith was away. Not obviously a way to score and all that, but like to get 10, 15, 20 meters down the field. Like that's another thing about Hugo that so impresses me. What about Wong?
Quick hands.
Bro, Seawall was so solid again tonight as well. Look at that.
I feel
that's another one. Yeah,
there's so much hype for him when he came in. The likes of Rugby League Guru was hyping him up particularly.
Yeah, Guru. Guru definitely was. Nathan definitely was.
There were a few years where it was like, okay, you can see it in moments, but he's not really hitting the heights we thought. This year has been a new level. It really has been. We've seen Angus Crichton maybe not necessarily at his best, but Wong has been really shouldering that burden in the back row. He's been unreal.
Yeah, I've just seen your story, and I'll talk to you afterwards about that one. I'll tell you afterwards. But yeah, I think another thing, we've talked about Nat Butcher, Celeste Vichetti. Same with Siwa Wong. We've played him out of position before, playing through the middle. But like he's found his home on the right edge. I think that's one thing that it's so helpful going forward is that we've now got that balance where in the future we're going to have Fiketti, we're going to have Siwa Wong in their natural positions. We're going to have Nat Butcher coming off playing through the middle. We've got that balance right in our squad. And especially with our bench rotation. I know it can get confusing because, yes, we can, we use 3 interchange players. We can use 4, like maximum 4. We got 6 to choose from. We only use 3. But you can see the system of what Robbo wants with his bench rotation and that. And the players starting that.
And I want to highlight, like, all the players that you mentioned there have come through at the Roosters. They're players that we have developed. We've put them through our system. That's something we deserve massive credit for. Where despite all the success we have now, we're looking to the future and being like, our development has got us secure for the future. That's a brilliant sign.
Yeah, and, we spoke about it in depth early in the year. The benefit of having a season like last year where, obviously a little bit of a rebuild. Not even a rebuild, but like a transitional period where we develop, like, look at the guys that we brought in last year. Hugo, Fiketti, Lasalu, like obviously in the years to come, he'll be there. Those, but in particular two I'm highlighting, Fiketti and Hugo, they were a massive part of our season last year. And how good was it though? They had that taste of first grade last year, and now Fiketti's become an 80-minute first grader on the edge. Hugo is the Mr. Fix-It, the Orbo. But next year, he's going to be our 6 alongside Sam Walker. Well, he will be here next year, of course, Sam Walker, but who knows up beyond that. But, yeah, benefits of those seasons last year, yes, to be bundled out in week 1 of the finals, sucked. But, like, you can see the direction we were going with the side of the young core group coming through, especially with the Roosters Academy. I just forgot Rob Toyer, of course, but Rob Toyer was another one. Even the part of the Roosters Academy. Siwa Wong was the first one to come through the Roosters Academy. So, yeah, you can see the direction that we're heading in.
I just want to highlight there, this is on a bit of a tangent. I know you've spoken a lot about this, but I give my 2 cents. The whole Sam Walker thing, right now, I can't open my phone without seeing people speculate as to where he's going to end up. This is just me vibing. I've got no inside information, but I am so confident that he stays with us long term. To me, it looks like what's happened is he's said to the club as well, they've agreed, we've got something here, we're on towards the back end of the season. Let's let it go. Let's trust each other to do it after the season's done. And that's made everyone blow up. I think this is such a storm in the teacup.
Yep. And I think, obviously, I do think it's a bit of a risk to obviously for Sam Walker's perspective, go in and, try and, win the comp and go, oh, look, hello, my value is going to go up. And if it backfires, it's going to backfire. But, I think that, obviously this is always part of the negotiations and all that, but it's all part of it. So, yeah, let it play its course. It'll be all good. So there's no doubt. And again, it helps his stock going forward. To be fair, look, at the end of the day, we're talking about, the big game player in Sam Walker. And tonight he stepped up against the best halfback the game has potentially seen in the modern era, and he was able to stand tall. So,
and I mean, I know that obviously Queensland didn't win Origin, but I think in probably 2 of the 3 games, you could at least argue certainly one of them, Walker did get the better over Nathan Cleary. And this is
3
yet
games
another
before,
game where he's done the same thing. So that's
Yep.
up against the best halfback, arguably, that we've seen, and he's doing it at age 24, 25. Great signs.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, we've been on for nearly an hour and 15, so I think I've spent too much of your time tonight. I've obviously been live since 7:30, so thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks to Lummy for coming on. Leaguey, special guest appearance. Great to have you back, mate. I just obviously seen the live chats like we need to get Leaguey's perspective because we all love the Leaguey. But mate, thanks for coming on, mate. And will I see you next week? Will I see you next week?
You will see me against the Dolphins. I'll be coming up for that game.
I see. We'll see you soon. But mate, good stuff, mate. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, up the Chookies, mate. Go around Canberra and celebrate that the Roosters are top of the ladder.
I will. Trust me, I will. Up the bloody Chooks.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe. Check out Leaguey on all the socials. And we'll see you guys later in the weekend sometime. So quick one, is Robbo the best defensive coach? I mean, obviously he wants to be. Like, he always prides on defense, so definitely has merit towards it. So I reckon so.
We'll answer that once we win the comp in October. Then I'll make a comment.
Let's hope so. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye for now. Up the Chookies. And we are top of the league, baby. Yoo!